Now I move on to problem number 74. The angles of a quadrilateral are in arithmetic progression. If the sum of a pair of opposite angles is 130 degree, then find the angles of the quadrilateral. So this is another important question. So you got quadrilateral. So quadrilateral means how many angles we will have? So ನಾಲ್ಕು angles ಹೌದಾ? So we know that a quadrilateral has four angles, and it is given that the angles of the quadrilateral are in arithmetic progression. Correct. So ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ we know that a quadrilateral has four angles. It is given that the angles of a quadrilateral are in arithmetic progression. Now, ಈಗ now these four angles can be written as, so first angle I can call it as A, okay? So we can represent these angles. I can call the first angle as A. So I write like this. So first angle will be A. Second angle, I write it as A plus D. Then third angle, write it as A plus 2D. And the fourth angle, I take it as A plus 3D. You know? So now here, you must note one thing that where A is the smallest angle, okay? And D is the common difference. So ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕಿದೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನೇನ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್, ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಂಗೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಿಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ when you add all the angles, you get how much? 360 degree. Okay. So we know that sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So first condition na first condition one. So condition one ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋಂಥ condition number ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So condition one, I'm just highlighting it. Okay. So condition one input error, we know that sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay. So that means, ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಆಂಗಲ್ಸು ಅದೇ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 2d ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3d. So I added all the four angles. So all these angles upon adding should get how much? 360 degree. Okay, because sum of all angles is equal to 360 degree in a quadrilateral. The next, in my next step, just add these by how many A's are there now? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 A's. So 4A plus D. How much D? How many D are there? D plus 2D is 3D, 3D plus 3D is 60. So 60 equals to how much? It will be equal to 180. This one, how much it is? 360 degree, right? So 360 degree na ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಈಗ if you look at these numbers, all these numbers are divisible by 2. Okay. So what I write in my next step, I write dividing throughout by 2. We get, so again ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, 4 ನಾನು 4A 2 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ 2A ಸೇರಿದೆ 2A, 6 2 divided by 3D equals to 360 divided by 2. It will be equal to how much? 180. Right. So write 180 degree. So I'm going to call it as equation 1. Okay. Next, there is one more condition I notice. What is that? See, the sum of a pair of opposite angles is 130 degree. ಅಂತ mention correct? So I write down that condition. So let me write the condition 2 here. So condition 2 ನಾನು ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಈಗ. So condition 2, they told that sum of the opposite angles is 130 degree. So ಇದನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. Okay. Now ಈ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬಾ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ನಾನು first and the third angle I'm going to take it as opposite angles. Okay, see, when you have like this, when you write a quadrilateral like this, okay, A, B, C, and D. So if this is first angle, this is second angle, this is third, and this is fourth means, so first and the third angle, like that. So that will become the opposite angles. Okay, so other than I'm going to take it as the opposite angle. So here I write the sentence like this. Here, here we take first and third angles as opposite angles. Okay. Here, opposite angle, the first and third angles are opposite angles, and their sum is how much? 130 degree. So in my next step, I write it as, so what is first angle here? So if you see first angle is A, third angle is A plus 2D. So let us write that. A plus A plus 2D. So you're going to add it because they're asking the sum now. That sum should be equal to how much? The sum should be equal to 130 degree. Okay. Next step, what I do is A plus A is how much? It is 2A. Correct. 2A plus 2D equals to 130 degree. Then I'm going to divide again throughout by 2 because all these numbers are divisible by 2. So just make sure that they are divided. Okay. So dividing throughout by 2, we get. So now what I write in my next step. So 2A by 2 is how much? Is A plus 2D by 2 is D equals to 130 goes by 2 in how many times? 65 times. So write 65 degree. Okay. Okay, if you want, you can write a degree also. Otherwise, just write 65. That is also fine. But finally, you must put that unit. Okay, what is mentioned degree or whatever it is, you have to mention. Then, and in my next step, what I do is, I just write A. What is A is equal to then? So A will be equal to 165 degree minus E. Okay. So this one, I'm going to call it as equation 2. So now you'll be asking why I did like this. Because I'm going to use substitution method to solve the problem. So here we have equation 1. Okay. Here we have the equation 2. Okay, we can do the substitution method. We can get the answer. Okay. So now what I do is using equation 2 in equation 1. So let us write that. So using equation 2 in equation 1. So what is equation 1 first of all? So here we have 2A plus 3D equals to 180. That one only I'm to take. Okay. Now here just I'm showing you the substitution. So what I told you, So instead of A, you are using 65 degree minus D. So just I'm removing that A. I am replacing with 65 degree minus D. Okay, that is my step. In my next step, yeah, see here what we do. So multiplies 2 into 65. 2 into 65 is how much? 130 degree. So at 130 degree minus 2 into D. 2 into D is 2D. So 2D plus, then what we have? Plus 3D, have 3D equals to 180 degree. Okay. Then what I do is, so now here, if you notice properly, this D and all the component, you just add it separately, and all the degree components, you add it separately. Okay, that means to say you can actually transpose this 130 degree to the right hand side. Okay, so now here I'm going to transpose this 130 degree to the other side, and 3D minus 2D will give you D. Okay, so let me write that E equals to 180 degree minus 130 degree. Okay. Now 180 minus 130 is nothing but 50 degree. So it's equal to 50 degree. Now you got D as 50 degree. Now in my next step, I am going to use this value of 50 degree and substitute in equation 2 or use it in equation 2 so that I get the value of A. So let me write the sentence here. Now put D equals to 50 degree. Okay, D the 50 degree ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. Put D equals 50 degree in equation 2. ಆಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಯಾವುದು? A equals 65 minus D ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ D ಗೆ ನಾನು 50 ಡಿಗ್ರಿನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಈಗ 65 ಮೈನಸ್ 50 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 15 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ನೋಡಿ 15 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ we have to calculate each angle of the quadrilateral. Correct. So now let us calculate each angle of the quadrilateral. Okay. So let me write that. So what are those angles now? First angle I go. What is first angle we have? First angle is A, as I told you. So it will become how much? It will be 15 degree. Okay. Then second angle, it is A plus D. So A plus D means it is 50 plus 30 degree, which is equal to how much? 65 degree. Okay. Then third angle is A plus 2D, which is nothing but how much do we get? 15 plus, really, 15 plus 2 into 50 degree. Correct. That is equal to, so 2 into 50 is 100, 100 plus 15 is 115. No, so 115 degree, right? And fourth angle is how much? So fourth angle is A plus 3D. So A plus 3D means how much is right? So now here, so I'm going to write 15 degree plus this one, 3 into 50 degree is equal to, so 3 into 50, 3 into 50 is 150. 150 plus 15 is 165 degree. Okay. So now I got all these angles. So we have 15, 65, 115, and 165. So we write the concluding statement. So hence the angles of a given quadrilateral are 50 degrees, 65 degrees, 115 and 165 degree. Okay. Now I move on to 75 problem number. Here problem states an arithmetic progression consists of 60 terms. The sum of all its terms is 768. If the last term of the progression is 93, then find the arithmetic progression. Also show that sum of all the terms of progression is equal to 3 times the sum of first 16 odd natural numbers using formula. Okay. ನೋಡಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊನೆ ಕೊನೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. This question was asked in March 2025. Okay, so let us see how to do this problem. So first ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ arithmetic progression consists of 16 terms. 16 terms ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? So n equals to 16. Next, sum of all its terms is 768. Sum of all its terms is 768 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದೆ? ಇದು S16 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು sum of 16 terms is 768. So what I do is I write Sn equals to S16 equals to 768. Okay, then what you mentioned ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ the last term is 93. So last term 93 ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ equals to 93. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 16th ಟರ್ಮು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 16th ಟರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಎನ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿತೀನಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಎಲ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಎನ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಬೆಟರ್. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಷನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡಿಯೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ AP. ಆಮೇಲೆ so what are things you need to find out? First thing is you need to find AP. That is the first point you need to do. Second ಏನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು S16 equals to 3 into sum of 16 odd natural numbers. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟು prove that, show that sum of all the terms of the progression, all the terms and then S16 is equal to 3 times and 3 into sum of first 16 odd natural numbers means sum of first 16 odd natural numbers, like that. Okay, now ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So we know that sum of all terms of an AP is given by Sn equals n by 2 into A plus An. Now here ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. We wrote sum of all the terms of AP is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 A plus An. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾಗಳನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಈಗ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಂಗೆ S16 ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ S16 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಎನ್ನಿರೋ ಕಡೆ 16 ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪುಟ್ n as 16. Then A plus, what is An people? An is 93, correct? No, so just replace it with 93 and then I move on to the next step. In my next step, I write what? S16 is how much? S16 is 768, correct? No, so I'm going to write 768 equals to 16 by 2. 16 by 2 is 8. Factor upon A plus 93. A plus 93. I can close. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can divide the 768 by 8. So here you can do like this: 8 ones are, so 8 nines is 72. So then 4, 8. So 48 means 8 6 are 48. 96 you get. Then I do is in my next step, I write it as 96 equals to, so 96 equals to a plus 3. Okay. Or in my next step, I write as, so a equals to, I transpose this 93 to the other side and rearrange. So you get a equals to 96 minus 93, which is equal to 3. Okay. So you got the value of a as 3. Okay. Next, what we have to do, so now you can first term Kannada, a ಬಂತು. ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಮನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದು. Okay. Now to find the common difference, ಈ next step ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ತರ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. To find the common difference, so we know that a equals a plus a minus 1 ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 93, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ 93 ಬರ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. 93 equals, what is a value? I got it as 3 plus, ಈಗ n minus 1. ಈಗ nಗೆ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? n ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ 16 ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ. 16 minus 1 into d, like this. Next step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, 93 minus 3 equals to 16 minus 1. What is 16 minus 1? It is 15. 15d ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನೋಡಿ, 93 minus 3 is how much? 90 equals to 15d. Okay. So that means to say, I have, so 15 how times 15 on the 15 6 the 90, correct? So that means to say d equals to 6. Got it? So it ಬಂತು. ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲೇಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 15 6 like that. Next ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಇದು ಬರೆಯೋಣ. Now the required AP is of a form what? A plus D, A plus 2D. Dot, 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 dot. Okay, now. That means what? It means that is, so 3, first in the term of 3 comma 3 plus 6 comma, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ A ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 3, D ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 6. Next 3 plus 2 into 6. Dot, dot, dot. So hence the required AP will be 3, 9, and 15. So 2 6 are 12, 12 plus 6 15, like that. Yeah. So now I got that part. Next part ಇವಾಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. What we need to prove? I need to prove that yes, 16 equals 3 into sum of first 16 odd natural numbers. Okay, ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. We know that sum of first n odd natural numbers is given by n square. Yeah, so ಇದನ್ನ so we know that sum of first n natural odd numbers is given by n square. So sum of first 16 natural numbers is, sum of first 16 odd natural numbers is how much? It is nothing but it is given as 16 square. What is 16 square, people? It is 256, right? Okay, 256. Next, then what I do is RHS. So what will happen to the RHS part? So now here RHS will be 3 into 16 square. So here RHS is nothing but 3 into 16 square. That is 256 into 3. 256 into 3, how much you get? 768. Okay, write that value. Right. Next, we know that sum of all terms of an AP is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 to d, right? So what I do, S16 continue now. So now S16 ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾವು ಎನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎನ್ನಿನ ಕಡೆ 16 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 16 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತೆ. ಎ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಎ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ 3 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋಣ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 6 ಅಲ್ವಾ, 6 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, so 16 by 2 is how much? It is 8, 42.23 is 6, 6 plus 15, 16 minus 1 is 15, 15 into 6. Okay, so 15 into 6, at it close. So the next time I go, equal to 8, bracket opens, 6 plus 15, 6 is how much? 19, bracket close. Again out there, it's equal to 8. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟು 90 plus 6 is 96. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. 8 into 96 ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಂದು ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 768 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್? Hence LHS equals to RHS. Hence proved. That's it. Okay, that's it for today's video. Okay. Thank you.